Hello, I'm Matt, this is Nerdy Wordy, and today we're telling stories. This particular story is of a time long, long ago in the dark ages before mobile phones, when my friend and I very seriously thought we were going to die alone and be eaten by wolves. So as I said, this story begins in a time in my youth. It was a long, long time ago. It was a few years after Noah got off the ark, and mobile phones were not a thing that young people had. The only people that had mobile phones back then were rich and worked on Wall Street or something. So that's the setting. My friend and I at the time used to go camping in the woods most summers, which, if you know Canterbury, really limits the amount of spaces we went camping. The question of whether or not we were actually allowed to go camping, we sort of never addressed, but as no one told us off, we figured it was probably all good. Now, this particular summer, we hadn't gone camping, so there had been no sticking sausages on the end of sticks and holding them over the fire and drinking beer and telling stories and all of that business. All that sort of thing that young people tend to do. At least that's what we did. So my friend says to me, "Hey Matt, let's go for a walk in the woods." Seemed like a good idea. Yeah, all right then. We'll go for a walk in the woods. Now, we slightly underestimated the timing of things. So that as we were setting out from his house, the sun was setting. It was a bit late. And we had to walk all the way across Canterbury and out the other side to get to our woods. So as we're entering, the light is basically vanishing. It wasn't a problem. We knew our way around the woods. It was all fine. We went down the trail, we followed the path. And then there were two ways to get to the bit where we like to camp and drink beer and all that sort of thing. There was the long way, and then there was the easy way. Just off the beaten path, through some trees, push out the other side. There it was. Which was fine to begin with. So we're pushing our way through the trees, and my friend pushes a branch out of the way, moves on, and I walk straight into it. Smack! Right round the face. My glasses come off and tumble on the floor. And I shout, "Hey, hang on!" Knock my glasses off. Now, the problem of searching for your glasses in the woods when the sun has already set is you can't see a bloody thing. Now, we were amongst the younger trees, so they're all spindly and branches everywhere. Leaves all over the place. Where are the glasses? Who knows? So I'm going to pull out a Twix packet, out of your pocket, because, of course, you eat a bar of chocolate, you put the packet in your pocket. You don't throw it on the floor. We're not barbarians. We wait till we find a bin. So we sang fine, so took wrappers, Mars bar wrappers, trying to get a bit of light. Oh, where are they? Where are they? Oh, no. For about, 10 minutes or something. We found the glasses, and I put the glasses on. And then we realised we had a problem. Which direction was the camp? Which direction had we just walked from? Absolutely nothing to get our bearings off of. There was just enough light to know that all the trees looked exactly the same. No, we talked about it for a bit. Well, we were going that way. No, I thought we were going that way. And we picked a direction and we headed off. Very careful not to get hit in the face by branches a second time. Now, the problem was we hadn't picked the right direction. So 2 minutes in, we haven't come out the other side. We are not at the camping site. Yeah, that's when we started to feel a bit panicky. Nothing for it, we just had to keep walking. Talking back and forth, oh, maybe if we do this, perhaps if we do that. Well, if we had a torch, it would be easier. But no, we didn't have a torch. We didn't have mobile phones, so we couldn't call for help, and we couldn't make a light. See, these days, you flashlight, app, on. There we go, see fine. None of that. We had sweetie wrappers and a lighter. Didn't even have cigarettes, because we were also poor, and also smoking is bad if you don't smoke. Yeah, so there we are, pushing around through the trees, completely lost. And at this time in which I find what I think is a piece of glowing moss, which is about that big. So I pick it up and I take it with me, because that's the only light we have to focus on now. It is jet black. Can't see anything. There's just the air in front of you, twigs almost hitting you in the face, and that's it. You can't see any further. So yeah, so we're walking through the trees, and if I'm honest, the conversation had lulled a bit. We were not exactly feeling chatty. I was thinking, oh my god, we're going to be found 3 weeks hence, eaten by wolves. Probably ants, actually. There were a lot of ants in the woods, weren't any wolves. But yeah, your imagination runs wild, and we thought, well, we're going to be stuck. We're going to be shivering and cold and thirsty. We're here at least until the morning. Yeah, that wasn't a nice feeling. We were panicking a bit. Now, as it turned out, what we'd been doing is walking round and round and round and round in about a 200 metre square, or circle. But we've basically gone nowhere. Nowhere for about half an hour. Until eventually we came bursting out of the trees to a bit of a clearing. Wasn't the campsite. There was, however, about 400-500 metres away from where we'd like to go camping, an area that, in the spring at least, there was a little bit of a flowing water. Not, it should be added, water that's any good for making tea. In fact, the one time we did take water from there, we had to boil it, use a flannel to sieve all the bits of leaf out, boil it some more, and then we made tea from that. Wasn't the greatest cup of tea, has to be said. We never did that again. We learned our lesson and brought water and beer with us when we went camping from then on. But anyway, we recognised the place with, this is the place we've got the water from. It's dry now, it's the middle of summer, but we know where we are. And it was simply a case of following the path, bearing in mind we still can't see very much, and hoping that we remembered the route along the actual path back out of the woods, which we did. So we'd been in there maybe a total of an hour. Well, probably no longer than that. It felt like forever. And then it turned out that this little bit of moss that I was holding was not a bit of moss at all. It was a rather irritated firefly. Which I apologise to, put it down. Sorry. Not quite sure why I was holding on to it. It's like a security blanket. It's a bit of light. It's the only bit of light in the whole world. It really wasn't. It's a tiny little green dot. Anyway. I'm not sure what the moral of that story is, other than don't go walking in the woods at sunset. It never ends well. But also, it's better to be lost in the woods with a friend than on your own. It keeps the panic in check. So yeah, after that, we made a beeline to a 24-hour garage, brought some Coke, chugged those, and then pretended it never happened. That was the end of our adventure. Our stupid getting lost in the woods bungling adventure. Which wouldn't have been a thing that would happen now because everyone has a mobile phone in their pocket. With GPS. Yeah. Back in the bad old days when that technology simply wasn't available. So yes, that's the time my friend and I got lost in the woods and worried we'd be eaten by wild animals, although what wild animals would eat you in the middle of Canterbury? Particularly aggressive vole, I guess? I don't know. And before I say goodbye, why don't you go into the comments and tell me the story of something boneheaded you did when you were younger. Naming no names. We shall delete the names to save the embarrassment of the stupid, like myself. When you use the comments to tell a story of your own about something dumb you did as a kid and how you got out of it again, I think probably most of these stories are going to be me doing dumb things as a kid. I was a particularly dumb kid. Anyway, I'm Matt. This has been Nerdy Wordy. This is episode 1 of Matt Telling Stories. Thank you ever so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Stay nerdy.